The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. It is 55 degrees, a little rainy out depending on where you are. Actually, really, there's like a lot of flooding in some of the areas. It rained harder than I thought last night.
I know.
Just heard a little bit of rain.
Well, it's going to make everything green.
Oh,
No.
that'd be very nice. Case the producer also here. What up?
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Saw something very unusual on the drive-in today.
You did?
I did.
Case.
I didn't. I saw Kate. That was later. Very unusual. But driving down South Lakeshore Drive, right around the turn where you see the Drake and Oak Street Beach, you know, you see things on the road that people either fell off their car or they threw out. You know, never litter, by the way. Just take your garbage home and throw it away. That's my
I
motto.
thought you were saying there's never litter. I think there's a lot of litter
Oh,
over
yeah.
there.
There's a lot of litter. And this, I guess, is considered litter, what I saw, but I'm not 100% sure what happened. I got curious about the scene. I saw a full king-size mattress on the turn,
That's a bummer.
but it didn't fall off, at least from what I can tell. It had the plastic on it. I wanted to take a picture of it, but I was on the turn.
But
I
do
was
you think
afraid.
it didn't fall off?
It looks like they stopped their car, perfectly set it up on the guardrail so it's standing up, and then left.
They want to come back for it
It
later.
probably fell off and somebody else scooted it out of the way of the road.
But I mean, it is perfectly set up like in a store on the guardrail on Lakeshore Drive.
I'll tell you, it's somebody's lucky day.
Well,
Could you imagine driving down the road like, oh my God, the plastic's still on?
the price tag, as far as I saw, I was sliding a little bit on
You
that turn.
saw the price tag? How much were you not looking at the road?
Were you drifting?
I might as well have taken a picture of it because I was kind of drifting around the corner.
Great.
And like you just said, Kenzie, for a minute I thought of stopping. I'm like, hey,
And your mattress.
they're not cheap. And it's a nice looking king mattress there.
Oh, yeah. Sure, there's nothing wrong with it.
And it just didn't appear to fall off and get all muddy and like it just set up nicely on the turn there.
Oh, beautiful.
I
You
wonder-
should just sleep there.
Well, I wonder if it's still there.
I don't know, Brian. I would imagine it's a hot get.
This
you
was
know?
this was 2 hours ago, so it was about 4 o'clock.
Should we send someone
You
there?
want me to go? I can leave right now.
You want to go out there and check it out?
I kind of want to send Kenzie to see if the mattress is still there.
I'll go. I'll pick up. We guys went for breakfast on the way back.
That's the thing. See, it's kind of this works out for us.
Yeah.
Whether there's a mattress or not.
We'll get a snacky snack.
I guess
I'll do a call in. Don't worry about it. I'm on it.
That's the question. Will you come back?
Yes, she will.
Like
She'll come back.
tomorrow?
No, she'll come back
no.
Like
today.
ever?
You go look and see where the mattress is if it's
Yeah.
there.
Well, then I'm already partway home. It's just stupid.
You're not partway home. It's
I'm
Oak
not
Street
going to
Beach.
double back. It's weird.
I don't even think it's a mile from here. And Elgin's about 48 miles from here.
But I'm so close. I can smell my house.
You're in your car. You've got kind of the feel, the vibe going.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
You got Q101 on the
Sometimes I
radio.
just black out when I'm driving, and I accidentally drive home. I'm like, damn it. I was going to run errands.
Well, we'll let the listeners decide here in the break if Kenzie should go check out and see if this mattress is still there
She's
on
got to
Lakeshore
go
Drive.
now before traffic builds up, but I want her to go to see if the mattress is still there and to take a photo of the mattress.
I've never been more prepped to do something.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
All right, time for a fact that makes your brain go. I talked about 33% of Chicagoans count this as exercise daily, and it's nowhere in the realm of exercise. And no one can
And that says a lot coming from you.
It certainly does, because I like to, come around of things like I walk steps every day because I live in a 2-flat. Well, I live in a 4-flat, but I'm on the 2nd floor. 3 flights of stairs up and down every day. I walk up steps here at work, and so I count those. I count that. Hey, at least I'm getting all these steps in every day, about 100 steps a day, up steps, and that's fine. It really is something you should do, but it's not.
Steps are good. I think that counts.
But I wouldn't count it as exercise. To me, you got to be sweaty. Like you were just talking about carrying the baby around and sweating. You want to count that as exercise in your app,
I
and there's
should.
no.
That's like a weighted. It's way more than just walking.
I think so. So what Chicagoans do, 33% of them, count doing the dishes as exercise.
Now listen.
Uh-huh. You gonna qualify this
If
one?
you gotta clean like a roasting pan, I sweat doing that. I'm a very little person.
Do you have a scrub daddy?
No.
They're amazing.
I am the scrub daddy.
No.
My house has a me, unfortunately.
All I'm saying is, now I know what to get you for Christmas. The 6-pack at Costco of the Scrub Daddies. If you ever saw it on Shark Tank, it was a guy I think it's the richest Shark Tank invention ever. And it's this little round scrub pad with a smile on it. And for some reason, it gets everything off the pans. It's so good. I don't know how to describe why it works so well. It's just a better scrubbing pad. So if you do roasting pans often, you need some Scrub Daddies.
Right, but it's like, it is. I mean, listen, if all you're doing is turning on the faucet and like dumping out a bowl, no. But certain pans, like when you gotta really get in there, we have to clean your cast irons. That's a journey. You can't even use soap. You have to scrape. You have to clean. You have to do the olive oil thing. They're heavy.
Yeah.
You're burning more calories than a lot of things.
Love the cast iron, by the way. It is a pain to clean it up. But
That's what I'm saying. So I think
great.
it depends what you clean. Like if you're dumping out your cup, no.
So now you're counting then, doing the dishes as exercise?
When I make like paella, I have to spend like an hour cleaning up after.
Yeah.
You're telling me I'm not burning calories doing that?
I
don't think so.
Well, I do all the cleaning because Megan does all the, like, not all of it, but a lot of the cooking, and there's a lot of stuff left over. So you do that, then I'll clean up everything. So I do all that too. And I got to say, I turn the air conditioning down when I'm doing the dishes because it's kind of hot. The water's hot. I'm working my arms. I'm cleaning everything pretty tight. So I'm not going to go far enough like you are to say it's exercise. Unless I'm
but you know what?
misreading
In fairness, and this is a compliment to you, you're stronger than me.
So
when you're picking up big pans and stuff like that, I'm like,
What, are you picking up an anvil?
I look like Squidward, you know, when his eyes pop out. I'm just trying to lift it to this thing.
Can you make that sound again? Oh, that's great.
It's exhausting. It's heavy.
All right. Okay, so Kenzie counts it as exercise.
Sometimes opening jars is exercise, too. I've been drenched in sweat. I'm like, I can't get it.
Now, Case, this is not a diss to you. But for some reason... But...
I don't even know where this is going.
Oh, well, let me tell you if you think this is accurate, Kenzie. I picture Case doesn't have plates and silverware. Everything is paper plates.
Oh. Well, no, I think he eats it out of the box it gets delivered in.
Yeah, that too. Like, I think he just... the food comes and goes, eats it that way, paper plates, you throw them away.
I bet Case doesn't own, like, a Tupperware. I feel like everything that he orders stays... Like the pizza box stays in a box. Do you know what I mean?
I thought you meant he eats everything in one sitting and nothing stays over for leftover.
But sometimes he orders family feasts for the weekend, even though he's by himself. So I bet all that stays in the box.
I also love that we're talking about him like he's not here.
Well, we have to both get our facts out and then see who's right.
Okay, who's right, Case?
Well, you both are. That's the problem. I only have paper plates. But more often than not, it doesn't even hit the paper plate.
Right? That's right, too.
And is your fridge just littered with, like, styrofoam and paper boxes?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, and the fourth thing that Kenzie brought up was Tupperware. Do you have any?
You know what's funny is that I feel like I'm missing Tupperware. That, like, I moved into this apartment with a bunch of Tupperware that I no longer have. I basically don't have any.
Yeah, that's it. There's no Tupperware either.
If he has Tupperware, you know he's covering the top with tinfoil, like not a lid.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's like the ghetto, like college kid version of Tupperware.
I gotta admit, I've done that a couple times.
He has paper plates with that tinfoil over them, but it's keeping in like that's not fresh.
Why do the lids always disappear? Who's taking them? Is there a lid?
We have a very organized lid system at our house. That's not what goes down. Oh.
How's that? Very, very sophisticated with your lids.
Because I don't like look at you with your lid problems. I don't want to go buy new Tupperware.
That's facts.
What do you do with your lids, Kenzie?
They're like stored next to they're all like in a line by size.
God.
So like in the back, so you can see it. Like it looks like a Verizon wireless bar. So you know the area to go for your lid.
You know, that description is perfect. I understand it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
You can start small, go big.
Yeah.
Then I know.
You all right over there, Case?
Oh, man.
No wonder
Case's house does not look like that.
No wonder you're sweating. You're organizing lids.
That's what I'm saying. You tell me I'm not working out.
Damn,
I don't think so.
God.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
That's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We just did the fact that makes your brain go. That 33% of Chicagoans think doing the dishes is exercise. And, I instantly poo-pooed that, saying exercise, you have to be doing something like lifting weights or pushing some kind of machine or riding a bike. But after the discussion of it, when Kenzie brought up her roasting pan and her cast iron, there certainly is a lot of work, and you do work up a sweat scraping those things.
Yes. I'm disgusting after the dishes.
I'm sure that's a little aggressive word. Disgusting.
No, it's spot on.
No, it's disgusting. Now, Sean checked in, though, and said, I have a 35-year-old cast iron that I use soap on, and I soap it daily for 35 years, and it's clean.
No.
That's not what you're supposed to do with a cast iron.
No, because it absorbs soap. It's supposed to absorb flavor, but then now it's going to absorb soap.
Yeah. Because I bought one at Target, and I think I've had it a couple years now.
You've had it a couple of years because I've heard so much about it.
Well, it's a lot of maintenance. Just wait, it's like getting a baby.
It really is.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
I discovered it during the pandemic. I never cooked on a cast iron and then started doing it then. Like steaks are unbelievable. Chicken. Anything you put on the cast iron is better.
I mean, but you can't soap it up. It also can cause rust.
Correct.
So which is not good to eat.
Well, I clean mine. You're supposed to put, after it's done, I throw salt on it and scrape it.
We're supposed to use the scraper. So you can use hot water and you can scrape.
Yeah.
Then you have to dry it very, very, very well. You can't let it sit wet because that's how you get rust. Then you have to re-season it by putting oil back on it. Some people heat it.
Yeah.
So make sure all the water is gone and the oil cooks in.
I heat it. That's what I do. I put it back on, heat it up, let it cool down, and then I put a little avocado oil on it to let it sit for next time. Yeah. No soap. No soap. I don't know.
I here and there, say you accidentally burn something and you're really, really struggling to get the crust out. You could probably use a little bit. To say you always clean it with soap, though, not good.
But he's had his cast iron for 35 years.
I know, but you're ruining the point. Even if it's fine, you're lucky it didn't rust. Okay, fine. You dried it well enough. You're getting rid of some of the flavor because it does absorb. Why are you laughing at me?
No, I'm not laughing at you. There's a text came in from Dan, the cameraman, who said, "Look it up. Wash it with soap. Go read it now." He was very urgently telling me to Google it.
Does he sell newspapers?
Extra.
Yeah, read it now.
Get your cast iron, wash it with soap.
Now, I don't know anything about cast irons because I'm not in that tax bracket. Is it normal to have one for 35 years?
They last forever. That's the point. I want to inherit pans from my mom because they'll taste better.
I will say this. I'm already on my second in 4 years, though. Because the first one got a little cruddy, and I just couldn't scrape anything off it anymore. So we got a little bit bigger and better one for about, and you talked about cast iron money case, about $28 at Target.
Okay.
Is that too much for you?
But that seems like a really long time for a pan to last. I mean, think about the worldly events Sean's cast iron pan has seen. Grunge wasn't a thing when he got his cast iron. That was pre-Pearl Jam.
Wow.
That cast iron pan, that saw the fall of communism in Germany. The Berlin Wall was up in 1989.
Jesus.
That's too long to have something.
I mean,
there's nothing you should have in 1989 that you still have now.
What about kids?
Oh, that's different.
Okay. Why are you still alive?
That seems like an entirely separate argument.
I'm just
okay,
saying.
you can have a kid from 35 years ago. But, I mean, that cast iron, half its life was 9/11.
Wow.
What do you mean half of its life?
I mean, that cast iron for 35-year-old cast iron. So that had a good life.
When it was half years old. Yeah. When it went through its midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Imagine the first time he threw burgers down on that thing after 9/11, how patriotic that must have felt.
Oh, my God. It must have been wonderful. Yeah, that cast iron had a great pre-9/11 life. Because I lived pre-9/11, and it was great. And things got bad since then.
So did I. I was just in kindergarten. And things were going pretty good for me, too.
Yeah. Kindergarten naps.
And then afterwards, I just started working.
Yeah, see?
Here I
Your
am
post-9/11 life ain't so good, is it?
No. I used to get naps in the middle of the day.
Juice boxes.
It sucks.
Oh, it's terrible.
Double Features Mike has a request on the text line that you read Dan, the cameraman's text, but in the Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, because it kind of has a little bit of get to the chopper now energy to it. Can you do that?
Let me see if I can get that there. Okay, find the text. Okay, here we go. Look it up now. Wash the cast iron with water and soap. Go read it now.
Well, now I'm going to wash it with soap.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So 80% of Chicagoans now consider this to be a luxury. It's something you might have done every day or even a couple times a week, once a week, whatever. And now it's like, well, we've got to plan for this because it's a luxury now. And it certainly was considered the opposite. And it involves food and it involves fast food. Going out to eat at fast food restaurants, 80% of Chicagoans now consider that a luxury because of the high prices. And just to give you some reference point on that, because everything's more expensive, right? It doesn't matter what it is right now.
Right.
But fast food is up 41% in price since 2017, and that has outpaced inflation. So it's not just because inflation, the prices have gone up on just going to a fast food.
I am telling you 1,000%. Like, there was one night, not that long ago, that my husband and I were like, let's just get fast food instead of going to a sit-down restaurant and spending all this money, whatever. We went to Taco Bell and we each got a meal.
Yep.
And it was over $30 with tax. And I'm
Taco Bell?
Yes. And we before you're like, oh, I didn't have like a hangover special where I ordered everything. We both got one meal. That's it.
Wow.
And so the meals were they were close to 15 a piece, but then with taxes and everything. So it was like, we could have just went to a restaurant. I mean, you can get like a burger for $10.99 at a restaurant or something. I mean, it's not cheaper than going to a restaurant now.
It isn't. I mean, so I was in Kansas City, I mentioned yesterday, for a wedding, and Megan's mom and aunt came to watch Harper, our 18-month-old girl. So Monday, you're getting ready to leave, and they'd never been to Culver's because they don't have those on the East Coast. They're from Philadelphia.
That sucks, by the way. Imagine not having Culver's in your life.
No, I cannot imagine that.
I wouldn't want to live in a world like that.
Oh, calm down.
So, we go to Culver's, and I'm a gentleman, son-in-law, their favorite son-in-law. I'm the only
Didn't they come in town to watch your kids so you could go somewhere?
That's beside the point.
Okay.
It's actually unrelated.
That's right. She loved it. Grandmama got to see the baby. And we got to the counter there, and I usually pay for everything, especially when they come to town. I'll be like, no, when I'm there, you can buy something, buddy. You're in my town. And I'm kind of broke from this trip.
Okay.
I mean, we just went to Kansas City for a wedding, but we spent a lot of money. We drank a lot.
So how many people are at Culver's? It's what, you and your wife and then your mother-in-law and her
aunt.
So is it 4 adults?
4 adults and Harper has got a kid's meal too.
Oh, she's at kids meal stage now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
They have a grilled cheese there.
No, it's
Hell
not.
yeah.
It's expensive.
That's true.
Damn kids always want to eat.
Okay, so there's 5 people at Culver's, and I would imagine they're all expecting you to pay.
Exactly. And Megan, we share a credit.
No, it's on Harper.
Yeah. Well, so we
Out
do.
of the college fund.
Everybody did the ordering with the woman there, and it's like it felt like it was going to be like 8 tons of food covered by the time you get around with 5 people ordering. I mean, Harper, we ordered for Harper. She didn't.
They just turned around and you left.
Yeah. And
there's a trail of dust. It's like a trail of tumbleweed.
Like Roadrunner.
But, she pulls out her card, Megan's mom, and goes, I got this, Brian. I got this. You're so nice. And I go, no, I got it. And I paused. And she goes, no, I got it. And then I said, okay.
You did not.
I caved. Because I never.
You caved. You never started.
No, I never cave on that. You can ask Megan. I always will go, no, I insist I put her card. I got this. But when she said it again.
She should have been, oh my God, I would have killed you if I were Megan. She spent money to fly here so you guys could leave town and go to a wedding. And then you let her also buy you Culver's?
That's right.
Brian.
No, at first I said, no, I got it. When she said, no,
But
Brian,
then you didn't
I got
move.
it. When she said, no.
You got stuck. Your hands were Velcroed to the wall. You didn't reach for your wallet.
When
someone says, no, I got it, and they don't reach for their wallet, it means that they don't got it.
We were both reaching for our wallet, to be fair.
Bet.
It was like the OK Corral, reaching for our guns.
Brian starts moving in slow motion. Like, what are you doing?
I would have lost in a gunfight for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I gave her a chance. I said, no, I got it. She goes, no, Brian, I got it. She was very insistent. And I went like.
What, she punched you in the face? You couldn't defend yourself? You had
She
to let
kicked
her
me in the
pay?
nuts. I went to the ground. I couldn't get my wallet.
She curb stomped you.
Yeah.
You're actually a victim.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Aw, what a sweet song from the Hoobastank guys. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for some local news. Look around what's going on in Chicago. And starting off with this one. Might not seem Chicago, but T-Mobile is acquiring U.S. Cellular for $4.4 billion.
Jeez.
I know,
Why?
big
Why are you
deal.
gonna buy that kind of stuff? You already have a company.
You already got a nice company.
Why are you gonna spend more money on another one?
Well, 4 years ago, T-Mobile bought Sprint and took care of them and took Sprint out, and now they're taking out U.S. Cellular, which was a Chicago-based company. I got to admit, I didn't think they still existed after U.S. Cellular Field became Guaranteed Rate Field, and I thought that was 5-6 years ago. So I thought they were gone when they lost the naming rights to the White Sox park.
Why? They just didn't want to pay for it anywhere.
I just figured that if they couldn't pay for the park name, they couldn't pay to keep their phones out there. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, naming rights often bankrupt companies. A lot of companies are like, well, we'll name ourselves, New Era Field. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, we don't have the money for this anymore. We actually have to close shop.
It costs a lot. Bitcoin did the Staples Center out in L.A., I think.
Is
and
it
Crypto.com.
Crypto.com? Yeah.
Crypto.
Yeah.
Yes.
Point
How'd
in
that-
case, huh?
Yeah.
Not good.
Not real money. So,
No bueno.
I didn't know T-Mobile had $4 billion to spend.
well, they
Like
do.
nothing. They don't even care.
Like I said, they bought Sprint just 4 years ago for a couple bill too. So a lot of T-Mobile people out there, I guess.
I didn't know that. I kind of assumed nobody was on T-Mobile.
You know what made me mad in the world of like cell phone beef?
At what?
I swear to God, this really, Verizon's Can You Hear Me Now guy? Does anyone remember his name?
I don't.
Hold on.
I want to say Jared, but I know that's not
Nope,
right.
that's a different guy.
So Jared did Subway.
But doesn't he look like a Jared?
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Verizon's Can You Hear Me Now? Paul Marcarelli. Paul
Sounds about right.
Marcarelli.
But Paul.
Uh-huh.
You know Paul. Let's say Paul.
Marcarelli.
Okay.
Okay.
What about him?
He was the Verizon Can You Hear Me Now guy,
Okay.
right? What I hated is I think it was T-Mobile. I'm not sure. But it was a Super Bowl commercial, and he did it for the opposite commercial. He did like the Can You Hear Me Now?
Because they got rid of the Can You Hear Me Now on Verizon.
Yeah, and then like they took it. And I was like, what a dirty little piece of crap. You know what
Okay.
I mean? You were famous for so long because this was Verizon, and then you're squirmy little like, blech.
What are you talking about? They offered him, I probably offered him $1 million.
Oh, no, you just run over to the other company, no spine, you disgusting piece of crap. Obviously, you've been lying to all of us. Said this was a good telephone company. Now this one is. You are nothing. You're a liar, and you have no loyalty. I tell you who you shouldn't marry. That guy right there. Just, I was angry when I saw that commercial.
That's the
I
weirdest
felt
thing
like I
ever to
was
get angry at.
I feel like I was watching a cheater. I was like, you're disgusting.
Oh,
You should
my
be-
God.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Here's the thing, Brian. Here's the thing.
What?
Kinsey is the second person in my life to share that opinion.
What?
Shut up, really? Because
So-
I want to marry the other person. Who was it?
He went from Verizon to Sprint, and I was in college when this happened. And I had a roommate in college who was like, he'll never work again in this town after he turned his back on Verizon.
In this
I go,
town.
well, I don't think he was working to begin with. I don't think he's
Yeah.
had a job since the Verizon commercials ended. People got so... Kinsey is not alone in this. As crazy as it is.
Well, there's two people. There's Kenzie and your roommate, and that's
Just like
it.
no loyalty. It's like if I went to a different radio station, it was like, the old one sucks. I never liked it. It's like, you're just a jerk. Like, you're just mean.
Wait, didn't you do that?
No, I didn't. I actually didn't do that. There was a lawsuit.
what
it's
would,
like, it
what would
makes
you
me
do on the
mad.
other radio station? Can you do that again?
Wait, yeah, because the words, this was actually good. I don't, it's not cool. And I don't do that. You're just like, you're going to sit there and like, for years, you were like, oh, now I can hear. And then you're just lying. You think you can hear over here?
He's not lying. Verizon
he's a
dropped
lying
him.
whore.
Verizon dropped him, or Sprint, whoever it was.
He would be
Verizon.
nobody without Verizon. And he just like went and spit in their face. It's disgusting behavior.
He got paid, man.
Disgusting.
Don't count somebody else's money, man.
He got dropped like Verizon service. That's why he had to go to Sprint.
Oh.
Verizon has better service than Sprint. We all know that.
That is true. No argument on that.
It's just actual facts if you Google the towers. So you probably can't hear them now since you moved to a different company, you jerk.
Jesus.
I thought he was a piece of crap. I really was like very
You made that
bothered.
clear.
But there's
You made that very clear.
Why does nobody just be a loyal, good person?
So you want him to live under the bridge on Lakeshore Drive
oh,
and
he
not
was
be able to
living
eat?
under a bridge?
Once
who?
Verizon dropped him,
He didn't get dropped. Would you settle down?
he did. look at the history of him. See if he quit or he got fired.
Can you imagine walking away from that Verizon job? Like, I'll show you guys.
I'm going to say, can you hear me now for somebody else?
It's just so annoying. Something like that happened in this city, and I'm not going to be super specific, okay? But it was in the TV world, and they went from one show to the other, and when they went to the other show, they started really dissing, like, people on the network, and I'm like, you liked all of them a year ago. Like, you're being a jerk off.
Okay. He didn't diss anybody. He just took his phrase to the other people. And he just like, can you hear me now? Now I'm over here now. So can you hear me now over here? That's all he did.
He might as well spit in everyone's face and flipped us off. He's like, I've been lying for years.
I think you should hang out with Case's old roommate.
They would love each other.
I want to marry him.
All right, so anyway.
He's got self-respect.
Yeah. So anyway, if you have U.S. Cellular, which I don't know anybody's got, I have Verizon. To Kenzie's point, it's the best in my opinion.
Thank you. Andy just texted in all capital letters. I was mad too.
You guys all need some kind of group meeting.
It's a bunch of liars. I'm trying to get lied to.
Is there an anonymous thing for these people? Kenzie and these two other people
I
now?
don't need to be anonymous. I'm going to come out and say it. I'm angry.
Calvin just said all caps. He's yelling, why is Kenzie so mad?
Because nobody tells him the truth.
Okay, if we can get 10 people together, you guys can have a group.
Yeah.
Have a therapist in
I'm
there.
going to start a Facebook group.
God. Mental Health Awareness Month is almost over. You guys better get to a meeting.
No, that's not. It's his fault.
So if you have U.S. Cellular, you're going to be fine. It's going to mold into T-Mobile.
If you have U.S. Cellular, you might not be fine, though. You might want to find a different carrier just for life, for the purposes of life. If you're still on U.S. Cellular, that's not good.
Well, like I said, I thought they went away 6 years ago.
I know, I did too. You're probably dropping a lot of calls if you're still on U.S. Cellular.
Well, let's see what happens. Oh, some more positive news. There's a grand opening of a Barnes & Noble bookstore in Lincoln Park. I know. I went by it the other day, and I said, damn, that's a Barnes & Noble, but it looks new. And it's opening today up on Clark and Diversey. I think books are back.
What year is it?
I know. I think books are back.
Barnes & Noble grand opening?
So they're opening another one in Wicker Park at that Walgreens flagship, that triangle building with the safe. They took over that. So books are back, I think.
Well, what are you going to read to celebrate?
They would never, listen.
I'll read a menu later.
Oh, read a menu.
They were never a thing for Brian. I don't know why I keep saying they're back. For who? Not you.
No, how dare you? I used to love going to Barnes & Noble and sitting there and read, not buy a book, but I'd read in there.
You're one of the reasons they don't have grand openings very often.
Would you read Maxim in there?
Oh, yeah. I go to the magazine section right away.
He was in the magazine section, and then getting instead of getting a real nice coffee at the coffee shop, he was getting like a Rice Krispie treat.
Yeah. I'm sure you sat down with Moby Dick and Barnes & Noble. I'm sure you read all the books in there.
Why would I read Moby Dick? Why would I take my free time?
It's a classic literature, and you're trying to say that I can't read classic literature, so I don't think you were.
Okay, well, good joke. Just use the same one back at me. But no, I read a lot of classic. I read Wuthering Heights.
Okay.
I read...
Tell me the whole story right now about Wuthering Heights.
I actually don't remember that book. Is that funny or what?
You didn't read Wuthering Heights.
Yes, I did.
I don't believe you.
It was a long time ago. Pride and Prejudice. Love that.
What's that about?
That is about a girl... who has 800 sisters. It's ridiculous. They're all getting married off. And then she falls in love, or she doesn't fall in love. There's this guy who seems like a jerk, okay? And he's really rich and da-da-da.
And he did commercials for Verizon.
And they have this contentious relationship. And they look like they never love each other because she's really stubborn and all this. And then he secretly does love her, but she thinks that he messed up his sister's engagement. So she's like, oh, F off. I can't believe you did that, you know, but in old terms. So how dare you, whatever. And then she finds out that he didn't do that. And he was actually trying to help them get married and all that. And then they run together, and when it's raining and they fall in love, and then she gets this super rich husband. Must be nice, you know?
But that made you mad.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.